The story of Liberia in the early 20th century is a complex tapestry woven from threads of ambition, conflict, and the enduring struggle for power. On one hand, a young nation founded by freed American slaves sought to establish itself on the West African coast. On the other hand, indigenous groups, long inhabiting these lands, found their world increasingly encroached upon by the newcomers. This clash of aspirations, of different visions for the future, reached a boiling point in a series of conflicts, one of the most significant being the Battle of Crown Hill. This confrontation, etched in blood and memory, would have profound implications for Liberia's trajectory, shaping its identity and leaving an enduring legacy felt even today. The Battle of Crown Hill was not merely a clash of arms, it was a collision of cultures, a struggle for control of resources and destiny. To understand this pivotal event, we must first delve into the historical context, examining the factors that set the stage for this dramatic encounter. The founding of Liberia in 1822 by the American Colonization Society was driven by a complex mix of idealism and pragmatism. For the freed slaves who embarked on the perilous journey across the Atlantic, it represented a chance to escape the shackles of American racism and forge a new destiny in the land of their ancestors. However, this vision of a new beginning was built upon a fundamental misconception that Africa was an empty land waiting to be claimed. In reality, the region was already inhabited by diverse ethnic groups with their own languages, cultures, and systems of governance. The arrival of the Americo-Liberians, as they came to be known, inevitably led to tensions with the indigenous population. The settlers, often harboring a sense of cultural superiority, sought to impose their own values and institutions on the native inhabitants. This clash of civilizations, of worldviews, laid the groundwork for future conflicts as the two groups competed for control of land, resources, and political power. As the Americo-Liberian settlements expanded along the coast, they increasingly encroached upon the traditional territories of indigenous groups like the Gola and Vai people. The interior, known as the hinterland, became a frontier zone where these competing interests collided. The Liberian government, dominated by the Americo-Liberian elite, viewed the hinterland as a source of untapped resources and potential revenue. They sought to extend their authority over these regions, imposing taxes and demanding labor from the indigenous population. For the Gola and Vai, this expansion represented a direct threat to their way of life. Their traditional farming practices, their social structures, and their very autonomy were increasingly undermined by the policies of the Liberian government. The tensions simmering in the hinterland finally erupted in 1915 with the outbreak of the Battle of Crown Hill. This conflict, sparked by a dispute over land rights and taxation, quickly escalated into a full-blown rebellion against the Liberian government. The immediate trigger for the battle was the government's attempt to collect taxes from the Gola and Vai people living in the region around Crown Hill, a strategic location controlling important trade routes. The indigenous population, already resentful of the government's policies, saw this as a step too far. Fueling the flames of resistance were rumors that the government planned to seize land for rubber plantations, a valuable commodity in high demand on the international market. This fear, coupled with long-standing grievances, ignited a firestorm of anger and defiance.